spend or invest, the 3 steps to find the right balance. It is tricky to know whether or not we should be spending our money or investing our money, and how much to spend or how much to invest, because we want to have joy in our lives, but we also want to invest our money so that we can retire or become financially free when we want to. So I'm talking about the 3 steps to take in order to figure this balance out. I am Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. I achieved financial freedom in my 30s and became a millionaire at 40. I'm here to help you do that even earlier and easier and without bias, since I do not work for any third parties. All right, let's dive in and talk about these 3 steps. So the first step that we want to take is to ask ourselves, where are we at currently? Where are we at financially in our lives right now? This way we can determine where we are going. So we want to think about, all right, am I in a good job right now that I make good money? Or am I in an okay job and I know that I could get a better job? Or am I paying off debt right now? Or do I have money to invest? Or do I need to build up a savings account? So think about where you are currently with your financial situation. And then once we do that, we can move to the next step. And for me personally, right now, I am financially free. So I have a little bit more flexibility than before I was financially free, right? That was my main focus, was to become financially free. So my priorities were very different from just a few years ago than they are right now. All right, so step number 2 is to ask ourselves, what is our top priority? What is the top thing that we want to achieve? And for me, before I became financially free, becoming financially free was the top priority. That is what I wanted to achieve. So think about, what is your top priority right now? Is it to increase your income? Do you want to find a better job? And if so, we're going to take very different steps than if you really enjoy your job right now and you feel like your income is where it should be. After we decide what our top priority is, then we can know, okay, this is where I need to be putting the majority of my money right now. So if it is that we are in debt and we need to pay that off, then that is where the majority of our money is going to go. Or if it is that we have money to invest and we want to retire by a certain age, then we need to be investing a significant amount of money. So we want to decide just a percentage of our money that we are going to put toward this top priority. And as we are deciding this percentage, we want to realize that we can make short-term sacrifices for that long-term gain. For example, when I was working on becoming financially free, I made a lot of short-term sacrifices. There was even a point where I was eating my food storage. In my old place, I had this big pantry area downstairs in my basement, and I had a bunch of food storage down there because I used to work for a food storage company. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to save a lot of money on groceries by actually rotating through my food storage. So I did save a lot of money on food because I decided to eat my food storage. And I made that short-term sacrifice so that I could purchase another property and then become financially free. So think of different sacrifices that you're willing to make right now for that top priority. And the thing is, with making these short-term sacrifices, it doesn't mean that we always have to do this, right? I don't always have to live off of my food storage. I can go out to eat sometimes if I want to, now that I have achieved my top priority. So don't think that you're trapped and that is going to be how the rest of your life is, because that's not the case. We can set certain goals and think, all right, I can do this for 6 months. I can do this for a year. I can do this for 5 years, depending on your situation and how important that priority is to you and what you're willing to sacrifice right now. And then the third item, this one is to ask ourselves, what will bring me joy? And I'm not asking what will bring me short-term gratification, what will bring me instant happiness right now. I'm asking what will bring me joy, what will bring me lasting joy that will make a difference for years to come. And for me personally right now, one of the things that I am spending my money on is redoing my backyard. That is going to bring me joy. I already have had so much joy because I did a lot last year in my backyard. I had concrete put in, I extended out my patio, so now I have a lot larger patio with just concrete. And then I also purchased a gazebo and built the gazebo, so now I have shade over my patio because I don't have an overhang from my roof in my backyard. So there was no shade back there. And now I have shade back there and my table is under my gazebo. So I sit out there all of the time. I eat breakfast out there, lunch, dinner, and I have people over for dinner parties and I'm able to enjoy my backyard and I am loving that. It is bringing me so much joy. And I also built a fire pit patio area and put in a gas fire pit. So I've been able to have people over and enjoy the gas fire pit, which I really love the gas fire because it doesn't make my hair smell like smoke like regular fires do. Anyway, I am just enjoying working on my backyard and spending money there because that is my priority right now. That is what is going to bring me lasting joy. And so this year I'm also spending more money on my backyard. I've already painted my fence and I am going to install a retaining wall that is going to have a garden area behind it and a few other things. So that is where I'm spending my money. That is what is bringing me joy. So think about the things that are going to bring you lasting joy and dedicate a certain percentage toward those things as well. So you aren't just so focused on making your money work for you and investing all of your money and not having any fun along the way. It's important that we enjoy that journey. And it is hard to find the right balance, but I think the way that I like to look at this is by figuring out what your top priority is and putting a certain percentage of money toward that top priority, because that is your priority. Even though there are short-term things that look really fun, we want to make sure that we are allocating money toward what is really important to us. And then also we can take a certain percentage and put that toward things that are going to bring us joy, right? And then also, like I mentioned before, we can make those short-term sacrifices, but it doesn't have to be every day and with all of our money, right? We can still find these things that will bring us joy. And when I was working on becoming financially free, I still took vacations. I really love to travel, so I would make taking a vacation a priority, and I would save up money in order to travel. I've been to a lot of different places, and I don't regret those experiences. I don't regret taking those vacations because they still bring me joy today, because I can think back on when I went to Israel or when I went to Italy or when I went to Maui, right? And thinking back on those things, they bring me joy. I remember how much fun I had, and I can look at the pictures that I have and remember all of the fun things that I was able to do and the time that I was able to spend with my friends that I went with. So those are things that have brought me joy and will continue to still bring me joy. And those things definitely don't have to be what is going to work for you. You can figure out what you want to spend your money on, but just make sure that you are always allocating money toward that top priority. So if that is investing, then make sure that is where your money is going first, and then you can spend elsewhere. So comment below and tell me one thing that is bringing you lasting joy that you are going to spend your money on. And if you want help with the investing part of this, make sure and click the link below in the description and you can get the details on how you can work with me and learn to invest your money to become financially free. And if you found this video helpful, make sure and hit that like button.